Hello, hello. How y'all doing? Okay, so welcome to our team call. Today I'm going to be talking about the 4 vital behaviors and basically your job as a Beachbody coach. Everyone is, I'm sure, since last week when we did our Getting Started Right call, we opened up some topics about what your top goals are right now, and one of them being to your short-term goal is achieving Success Club, which is inviting and signing up 3 people. And then your long term for within 30 days, it also is becoming Emerald, signing up your first 2 coaches. So the first thing I really want to dig in next is talking about those 4 vital behaviors that, since you have all signed up for Team Made University, and if you haven't, then now is the time to go do that. You need to make sure that you have gone to the link within our team page and signed up for Team Made University and created your login and started your new coach training. So if you have done that, or whether you haven't, when you first get into that and you actually have your login, you're in it, you're going to have the option of new coach or made to be diamond training. So you're going to click on the made to coach training, which is for your new coaches. And this whole first week since our Getting Started Right call, you have had the opportunity to start those lessons, and all of those lessons have done a beautiful job of helping you launch your business as an online health and fitness coach, aka Team Beachbody coach, and creating those first challenge group invitations, how to start posting about invite what your journey has been, why you became a coach, and the fact that you want to invite people into doing a group with you. And as I mentioned in a Getting Started Right call, you are part of my team, and therefore we are running challenge groups together. So you can invite people into our challenge group. We currently have one running. We always have one running. Invite people into our challenge group, plug them into the community, and on the next challenge group, when we open a new one, I will invite you in as someone with new challengers to help be a part of hosting that challenge group. And so, maybe we will give you an assignment. It won't be overwhelming, I promise. That's why we do it that way, so that you can learn the ropes as you go. But then it puts you in a position where your challengers see you as a leader within the group. And so that's going to continue to help them to know, like, and trust you, especially if they were kind of not someone that you knew very well before they reached out to you and said that they wanted to be a part of your challenge group. This gives them an opportunity to get to know you even more, with you leading from the front. So with that being said, just to make sure you understood what I just told you, is you should definitely be signed up for TMU by now, Team Made University. You definitely should have made a post announcing that you are now coaching others online in health and fitness and nutrition. And so you are opening a challenge group this June, and you are looking for 3 to 5 people to join you in your next challenge group. Okay, so those are 3 things that should be done this week. And if you haven't, then I'm giving it to you as homework today to get that done by this weekend, no later than this weekend. And just say opening in June. Don't worry about, because we're in the month of May right now, don't worry about, specific dates and themes and all those things right now. Just use the scripts, the templates that have been available to you, to explain to them how the group works, and don't get so tied up in the details that you hold yourself back from first inviting. Okay, so speaking of inviting, let's go in today's topic, I really want to take a little bit more time to go into what the 4 vital behaviors are and your job as a Team Beachbody coach, because although Team Maine University is amazing and very thorough, I noticed that within the first week, those 4 vitals aren't broken down quite as much as I would like to. There is a mention of a business activity tracker, and so that's mostly what I'm going to be going off of right now. I uploaded that into the group, our Facebook team group, the Life Fit Nation team group, and so that you can quickly grab that and download it and have it to reference. I've printed it out so you know that this is what the one that I'm talking about. It says Success Club System at the top, and it says Daily Business Activity Tracker. Okay, and this is the one that you want to make sure that you have. And I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on the inviting and social media posts and all that until my next call. And our next team call will be more focused on that process. But you already have what you need in order to start that process, because Team Maine University has already handed you the scripts, remember? So I just want to make sure that you fully understand the 4 vitals today. And so the very first one, if you notice, by the way, that your business activity tracker has them listed 1, 2, 3, and 4, and these are actually your 4 vital behaviors. They go hand in hand, and it's so that it's this business activity tracker is to help you stay focused on those activities that are proven to bring you success and help you hit Success Club consistently each month. Because remember, part of our goal of hitting Success Club is to make sure that we are, in fact, being an effective coach and helping others and reaching new people and consistently growing our business. Because if we're not growing, if we're not expanding, we're not helping anyone, right? And so if we want to be a successful coach and we want to be successful at reaching other people, we need to be doing these behaviors. That's it. It makes it plain and simple for us, right? So it's really easy to not do these activities, but it's also, they're very simple activities that we like to say really anyone could do if you just apply yourself. Set aside a little bit of focused time to get it done. The very first one at the top of the page is be proof the products work. We say product of the product. Be a product of the product. Be proof that the products work. And so while this is working out and drinking your Shakeology every day, as it says on the sheet, and it gives you 2 little boxes to check off to say, yep, I got my workout in, and yep, I drank my Shakeology. And notice that it starts the week on Thursdays. That's because Thursdays are technically the beginning of the week in Beachbody world. You get paid every Thursday according to the volume and the sales that you and your team have generated, the bonuses that you've earned from the 2 weeks prior, the week prior, and then it goes in, right? So every week you're paid reflective of the week before. That's pretty exciting. And so technically every Thursday morning, it's kind of like a clean slate. You start all over again. You're building sales and building volume and helping and starting this and continuing in these behaviors to make sure that it's a continual growth from Thursday to Wednesday every week. Okay, so with being product of the product, yes, you're working out. Yes, you're getting your Shakeology in every day. But what are we really talking about when we're saying product of product? And what I like to think of it as, and the way that it's been trained and taught and communicated to me is, you've been given permission to make yourself, your health, and your wellness a priority. So you're living the health and fitness life and leading others from the front. And of course, you're doing that out loud on social media. We'll talk about posting in the next section of the connecting, inviting, and following up. But you're not going to have anything to post if you're not first doing it yourself. You're not going to have anywhere to lead people to unless you are first living the life yourself. You don't want to be a phony. You don't want to be a fake, right? So the first thing is actually why this is so amazing and why people who sign up to be a challenger first organically and naturally usually want to become a coach. There are some within there that want to become a coach because they're like, oh my goodness, I get to have a job that puts my health and fitness as a priority and tells me to make sure that I'm taking care of me and this vessel here so that I can be the best version of myself to better serve others, right? And everyone wants to be healthy. Not everybody knows exactly what exactly what that looks like for them when they first reach out to you, but they know that they want to make a change. So you're helping them make a change, but you have to be authentically on your own journey too. Okay, so that's the first thing. Proof the products work. You're doing a workout every day and you're drinking your Shakeology or your Performance line every day. And so then the next section is connect, invite, and follow up. That's your next section of vital behaviors. Is that connecting, inviting, and following up. So here's the thing about this, and I'm going to tell you this. Getting ahead of myself a little bit because I said I wasn't going to talk in detail about posting on social media, but I am going to tell you this. Sincerely, I want to make sure that you understand that when I'm saying you're posting on social media and you're connecting with others, that you're still being you first. You are not all of a sudden doing nothing but hashtagging Beachbody, hashtag 21 Day Fix, hashtag Shift Shop or whatever, hashtag Shakeology, and only speaking in BB terms, in Beachbody terms, because Beachbody terms, things that you and I know now, are actually kind of like a foreign language to somebody else. And they may not understand what it is that you're talking about. And you want to make sure that when you're posting, in order to be able to inspire somebody else, they need to actually be able to know what you're talking about. In order to be adding value through your social media posts, which is your goal, they need to actually be able to pick up what you're putting down. And the only way that they're going to be able to do that is if you're speaking in their terms. So think back to who you were before you understood what challenge groups and challengers and Shakeology and 21 Day Fix, and before you knew who Chris was, and before you knew who Autumn was, and before you knew who Tony Horton was, and before you knew who Shanti and what Transform 20 was, you were looking for what? You were looking for accountability. You were looking for a healthier, a way to make healthy a lifestyle. You were looking for solutions to healthy eating. You were looking for ways to lose body fat. You were looking for ways to feel more energetic in your day. And you were looking for fitness programs. You were looking for nutrition solutions. So you're still talking about the things. I'm just saying, trying to make sure that when you're talking about it, someone who is not in Beachbody world can understand it, right? Be relatable. Speak in the terms that people will know that you're being authentically you. Speak in your own language, right? The way that you talk. I say y'all. I say, things like, I don't know, I can't even think right now of how I talk, but I try to make sure that whenever I'm writing out a post, it actually sounds like how I would say it. Not just my prettied up version of what I'm saying, and definitely not just copy pasting someone else's post in their words, right? I'm not going to throw in language that I would not use. I'm going to make sure that it sounds like me, so that when people see me go live, when people see me do videos, when people who know me in person, it's like, yeah, like I can connect with her. I get her. And people who really know me know that I'm being me, that my identity was not stripped just because I decided to take on Beachbody coaching. Beachbody coach is a role and a title, yes, but it does not become who I am. And here's another thing about connecting, inviting, and following up is when we're making those social media posts, we're not just bragging about, we're not just showing off, we're not just talking about all the awesome things that we are doing and hashtag shoulders and biceps, or hashtag abs and a hardcore day, hashtag leg day, and then moving on with just like a, you know, a sweaty selfie and flexing our muscles. No, we're telling a story behind it that maybe even shares a little bit of a struggle. Like, yo, I did not feel like getting up today, but I knew that I had big goals for myself, and I made a promise to myself that I was going to commit to this 30-day program, and I was going to finish it from start to finish, from day 1 to 30. I wasn't going to miss a day because I know where I want to be 30, 60, 90 days from now, 3 years from now, and the life that I want to live for my kids. You see what I'm saying? Like, you connect it to a part of who you are and why you, like, your thought process. And that's all it is. I think sometimes we overthink it and we get stuck in fear, and we say, I don't know what to say and I don't know what to post. But actually you do. Practice a little stream of consciousness here, okay? You're just sharing your thoughts. Imagine that as you're typing something out, that you're actually just leaving a voice memo for me. In fact, that is a strategy I used to use all the time. I would say, what is it I want to talk about? And I would open my memo pad on my phone, and I would I would open up a memo pad, and I would use my voice to text option, and I would say, I woke up this morning and I was supposed to do my workout, but I felt really groggy and I didn't really feel very motivated to do it. But then I remembered why I told myself I was going to finish this program. I had a vision in my head, again, of failing versus the vision in my head of who I wanted to be 5 months from now. And I decided that I was going to stay committed to that person 5 months from now and get up out of my bed, kick the sheets off, and get in my workout clothes. I'm so glad that I did that. And, you know, Autumn kicked my butt. My trainer Autumn kicked my butt on leg day, and now I feel amazing and strong and confident to get through my day successfully. And I'm so proud of myself for sticking to my guns and keeping the promise to myself. Okay, so like normally, yeah, I would say, like, I would make sure that I'm doing periods and exclamation points and all the things you do when you're doing voice to text. But now look, all of what I just said is there in my pad, and now I can copy paste that and fine tune it if I want. But how long did that take me? Right? How long did that take me? Like a minute, 2 minutes to say out loud. I can copy paste it, put it in a post, and put my sweaty selfie with it. And that is going to be so much more valuable to somebody else scrolling through the feed, and so much more inspiring and meaningful to someone else going through my feed than just a sweaty selfie with I crush leg day. Am I right? I mean, which one makes you want to stop more? The one that tells a story, or the one that is just kind of showing off? So the other thing is not just showing off, but also sharing those struggles, like I mentioned, and so that people can come to know, like, and trust you, building relationships with you, because they're going to want to offer their advice. Ask them questions within the post. Have you ever felt this way? Can you relate? And then, because you're sharing your journey so authentically and transparently and raw and real, they're going to be able to relate to you. The people that are meant to connect with you, and not me or Melissa McAllister or Melanie Mitro or all these other top coaches out there, the people that are meant to connect with you because your story can impact their life like no other person's could, will be reaching out to you. And think about things, and when you're thinking about the things to post about, what are you, other than your workout and your meal plan and your Shakeology, what are you really good at? What are the fun things you like to do? You know, what are some things that you do with your kids? What are some things that you do with your spouse that are fun? All the normal life stuff. Don't overthink this, okay? Make sure that you are sharing your normal life outings, your events, your date nights, your events with your kids, and then maybe think a little bit outside the box. What is something else that you're passionate about, or that you know a little something about, that could be helpful to someone, even if it is related to health and nutrition and fitness? You know, maybe you're really great at cooking. Share a tip. You know, I'm not awesome at cooking, but people always are amazed at my salads that I think are super simple. So I've shared tips on my salad making, like what are some things that I always put together in my salad and why, you know, how I cut up my lettuce leaves in order to get more greens in the bowl instead of it, you know, getting it, and things like that. I mean, simple little things. These are things you can share. And so, and then just again, making sure that as you're sharing your post, that you're speaking in your own language and you're telling a little bit of a story or the why behind what you're posting. Okay. So in the connect, invite, and follow up section, we're going to go into more detail in our next call, but this is all about initiating those connections and adding followers. So add friends on Facebook. When they're the suggested friends, you know, actually click accept, add friend. And maybe they're friends of friends. Just add them. Don't overthink it. Just add them. And then as you're posting, they'll decide whether or not they want to follow you. They'll decide whether or not what you offer is what they need in their life. But you're initiating those connections first with those public posts. And then we'll move forward into having those conversations and inviting more intimately and personally, which we'll talk about in our next call. But you want to make sure that if they're liking and commenting, that you're actually responding back. You want to make sure that you are making sure to invite, you know, 3 to 5 people every single day. And like I said in our Getting Started Right call, if you don't have time to do invitations like every single day, that's okay. We can maybe you're able to, you find that you have a little bit more, you have the 20 minutes to invite people, you know, 15 people on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. So you do that then. I'm also going to be sharing with you in my social media posting days and my inviting trainings, like how I do it, the system that I've adopted and the way that I do it. Okay. So then, sorry about that, it's my alarm. So then when we're looking at those 4 vital behaviors. Oh, and by the way, let me say this on the connecting piece. Why is this a vital behavior? Obviously, like I said in the beginning, if you're not actually reaching anybody, you're not helping anybody. So keep in mind that when you're reaching out to someone, when you're connecting to these people, when you're putting posts out there, it's not to be a show-offy. It's actually to help inspire and let somebody else know, maybe even give them hope, like, hey, I did this, you can too, right? And we have to be brave and to be vulnerable. We have to be brave enough to be vulnerable and share our journey publicly. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to reach anybody. The only alternative, if we don't share publicly, is to wait for people to come to us for something that they never knew we offered to begin with. Now, how insane is that? Like, that would never happen, right? Like, people go, oh my gosh, I didn't know you could do that. You know, what if you cut hair and you were a teacher by day, but you cut hair on the weekends? But you never told any, and your teacher friends always would comment on, oh my gosh, your hair is looking great. But you never once told them, oh, hey, yeah, I work at a salon on the weekends and I do hair. And you never told them that. Could you ever help them with their hair? No. You have to be able to actually tell people. So make sure you've launched your business and you're connecting with people and you're putting it out there. Okay. All right. Get people results is the next thing. So within that is, 1, making sure that you are plugging into your challenge groups. You're posting about that you did your workout and you did your Shakeology that day, and you're talking about your meals and just staying on track with your challengers and with the people in your challenge group. You're connecting with me as your coach, and you're also connecting with the other people in the group. And once you get your people in the group, you're going to, of course, be supporting and encouraging them in their posts on purpose every single day, and staying in touch with them privately as well. The next thing is recognizing their achievements as they make them, like saying, oh my gosh, that is a huge milestone for you. Or, hey, this is a great baby step. Stop and recognize this moment. Like you know, the old you would have gone into a cookie binge, but the new you chose to reach out to a friend, or watch a movie, or do this for stress relief instead. You know what I'm saying? Like, recognize their achievements. And as you get coaches joining your team, that also includes helping them get results in their business and recognizing them as they achieve milestones in their business. So you'll see, as people achieve emerald or diamond or ruby or star diamond, you're going to see Beachbody coaches now who are recognizing other coaches on their team for achieving these milestones. You're also going to start noticing that coaches are recognized for other reasons, like maybe they did a really great social media post and it was really inspiring and they did it really well. And so we recognize, hey, look at this girl rocking her social media. And so you're going to see those things, not only within my team page, but also in the Team Made family, if you are in the Team Made Facebook group, okay? And on public social media. On public social media, we will be recognizing the people on our team and our challenger sometimes, so that other people are able to see, like, hey, this girl is for real. She's really helping other people get results. And then part of helping people get results is the third thing on your business activity tracker, which is respond to questions from customers and coaches. And that is within the challenge group, you're actually answering questions, but then also your private messages and your public posts, taking a minute to like, comment, and respond to people when they're asking questions and supporting them, okay? And then number 4 was do personal development. Okay, oh my gosh, y'all. So personal development is one of those things that, okay, many of you know my story. You know that I was in ministry before. So, I mean, after years and years of reading the Bible and devotionals and all these kinds of books, and I was a psych major, so I had a collection of books on on behavior modification and things like that. Personal development is one of those things that I thought that I had in the bag and I did not understand the value of before Beachbody coaching. When I started picking up books, like, I knew who John Maxwell was, but I didn't pick up a lot of books by him that I pick up now. So any of his books are awesome, but also whenever I started getting exposed to people like Tony Robbins, and one of his gurus, not his gurus, but one of his students, I can't remember his name right now, but he wrote a book, 6 Months to 6 Figures. When I first saw the title of that book, somebody recommended it to me and told me that it was homework and I had to read it. It was part of a training I was in. And I was like, oh my gosh, the title of this book is so obnoxious. I'm going to hate it. It actually was very good at establishing the mindset you need in order to establish successful habits, and what the most successful people in the world do for their successful life, the habits that they put into place in their lives in order to be successful, not just money successful, but like successful in their whole being and their well-being. So that was a really great book. Girl, Wash Your Face. Girl, Stop Apologizing. Those are more recent ones. But The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy is an amazing one. The Miracle Morning is awesome for establishing those morning habits, such as your business activity tracker and your personal development and things. Pep Talk, books by Terry. Oh my gosh, her last name just escaped me. I know it. Terry Savelle Foy. Yeah, she's one of my favorite ones. So Girl Code, book Girl Code, things like that. Those kind of books that just kind of changes your frame of mind and your perspective and gets you thinking in a more positive way, gets you recognizing with gratitude the things that you do have at your disposal, and builds inner confidence. And it literally is more like the transformation from the inside out stuff. So it gives you more practical things for you to be able to be action oriented, gives you real concrete ideas for how to take the things that Beachbody is training you to do and do it with intention and purpose in such a way that it actually is impactful and you enjoy doing it. And so a really great tip that I'll give you for getting that personal development every single day, just commit to 10 minutes. If your drive time in the morning is longer than that, perfect, but at least 10 minutes. Get Audible, put it on your phone, and have 1 or 2 books that you can listen to. If you're a one book at a time kind of person, great. Sometimes I get burnout on hearing the same voice every day, and some days I'm in a mood for something that is gonna down one vein of thought, and then other days I wake up and I want something that's a little bit different, like in its energy. So maybe one day I'm listening to a book on leadership, and then the next day I'm listening to a book on morning habits, and then and I flip flop between the two. It's whatever I'm in the mood for, but I'm committed to every single day, 10 minutes a day of that personal development, listening to it, having it in my ear. And I definitely recommend, if you're feeling really nervous about inviting and having conversations with people or about making that post, like open up YouTube and just Google like more motivational videos, and listen to one of those things, and it will pump you up before you go to type something. You'll feel a lot more self-confident instead of self-obsessive about all your faults and how silly and stupid you feel, because that's where the enemy comes in and tries to creep in and decrease your effectiveness in being your best self. So we want to feel our best selves and show up to be our best selves every single day. So those are your 4 vital behaviors, the things that you do every single day to make sure that you are being successful. I'm going to break down, as promised, the connecting, inviting, and follow-ups a whole lot more in our next training. But just know, I think it's very straightforward in that business activity tracker, what it's telling you to do. And you can look at mine, for example, right now, but I'm going to come back and break those down even more, so that and I wanted to do it that way so that this call was not forever and ever and ever and long. So I wanted to make sure that you guys understood when we were talking about what the 4 vital behaviors are, what they are, and how the business activity tracker fits into that, and that each and every day you need to have this in front of you and be checking them off. You can check it off digitally, but I do find that it's easier to have it pen and paper if you're super busy and you need it to go around with you everywhere. You can do it that way. It's a little bit more friendly that way than having to do it on your desktop. And I haven't been successful with it on my phone. So I like the pen and paper version. And then the cool thing about it is, as you're inviting people, on the second page of your activity tracker is the people I've contacted this week. So you're able to actually keep track of the people that you've invited, not everybody that you've had conversations with, but as you invite people, you'll write them down when you contacted them, and any notes that you want to put there, like maybe like how, if you had a conversation with them, the things that you talked about, the questions that they had, the questions you need to find answers to before you follow up with them, how you left the conversation off, maybe some of their goals, like the things that they are mostly interested in, so that you can help identify the types of products that would benefit them better, or whatever. So there's a place for your notes, and then there's that little checkbox there where you would click to mark with your pencil after you followed up with them, because when you invite people, they may not always answer you right away, or they may answer you but answer with more questions, and so you want to be able to check that box off that you have followed up with them and continue the dialogue to make sure that you're answering all their questions. Okay, so I will see you guys in our next training. Thank you for everyone who was able to take the time to do this. And reminder, homework, Teammade University, launch post, inviting into your challenge group post, right? That's what you need to have done. And follow the examples that are within Teammade University for you to do that. And you can also look within our group files. There is a document in there that shows you other examples, okay? All right, and I'm here for help, so message me if you need it. Talk to you guys later, and I'll see you on our next call. Bye.